Hello, my crafty friends. It's Marie from Marie's Vermont Creations, and it's day 4 of the Countdown to Christmas card series for 2024. I am going to be using this stamp set from Simon Says Stamp, my navy card stock from my stash, and some embossing powder from Brutus Monroe. So I'm putting this card panel in here, and I'm going to treat it with my anti-static powder tool and put down the tree. I originally thought I was going to use the larger Merry Christmas sentiment because I really like the font on it, but it was just too big. I would have to upgrade the size of my card if I wanted to use both of these together. There just wasn't room on my panel. So I will position that on here and realize, no, it's not going to work. And then I will opt for a smaller Merry Christmas sentiment that is in the same stamp set. But if you wanted to a bigger card, you could definitely do this layout and it would look really nice to have that all together. But I changed my mind and went for the smaller Merry Christmas. And so I am going to stamp this. I'm using my Misty, and I will stamp this a couple of times. I'm using the Simon Says Stamp clear embossing ink. You could use Versamark. There are several brands that have this. It's just a sticky ink that makes your embossing powder stick to where you've stamped. And I did have to stamp it a couple of times. There was a section on the tree that I didn't quite get a good impression the first time, so I stamped it twice. And then I am going to coat this with Brutus Monroe Alabaster Sparkle embossing powder, because the theme for today was glitter or sparkle. And so I love this embossing powder. It gives just a hint of glitter. There's glitter in it, but it's not, overpowering by any means. So I'm going to coat that with that embossing powder. I'm just using a coffee filter to catch the excess powder so that I can put it back in my jar. Embossing powder lasts a really long time because, you don't use as much as you think you do. So once I get that in there, I did have some stray bits of embossing powder, even though I did use my anti-static powder tool. So I am just going to take a dry paintbrush and move those away. If you have very delicate areas, you can also use the end of your pokey tool to be very precise about removing embossing powder flakes, but this really wasn't bad, and I'm just tapping it off to make sure that it is all out of my way. And then I'm going to heat set this with my heat tool until it is smooth and melted. You can tell embossing powder when you first put it on is really grainy, and as you heat it up it becomes shiny and smooth, so you can usually see if you tilt it in the light if you have any other areas that you need to still heat. So while I'm doing that, I just wanted to talk about the series. So this is 2 projects a week. I am collaborating with Michele from Scrap Secrets. This is her series that she's done for several years, but I have joined her. This is my 2nd year of doing the full series with her. We have selected 25 different projects from now until Christmas. They come out 2 a week on Mondays and Fridays. We will be giving away prizes at the end of the series, so definitely the more you comment, the more chances you have to win, because the videos that were selected will be random. So then back to the card, I am just taking my embossing ink pad and just scraping it along the edge of my card panel. I wanted to give a little extra pop of this white glittery embossing powder. So then I'm just going to dip this all the way around, and then I will take that same dry paintbrush and smooth out some areas that I did get the embossing powder a little too far in. You can do this with a thicker border, whatever style you happen to be going for, you could definitely do that. But I'm just going to brush away the excess, and again, I will heat set this until it is smooth and melted. You want to make sure that you get it all nice and heated. I'll just hold it down and then continue to rotate my panel, because otherwise I'll blow it all over the table. So I'm just going to make sure that that's all set and the embossing powder is ready. And so I will link Michele's channel down below, along with my social media accounts. I hope you will check it out, because we both craft very differently. So I can't wait to see what she has created for this sparkler glitter theme. Definitely is her wheelhouse. She loves sparkle and shine, as she will say, on her projects. So I can't wait to see what she's created. And then after I get this all finished, I decided I will take the, I just have a microfiber cloth that I use for all sorts of things, but I'm just wiping away the excess anti-static powder because on dark cardstock it really does stick around, so I just wanted to wipe that off to make sure that I have that all set. So I decided to add in some more glittery, sparkly goodness, and I'm using this Lawn Fawn liquid stardust, I believe is what it is. Again, you think I would learn to put this in a splat box or something, but now we're just going to do it right on my craft table, and I will do this quite heavily. So this gives a nice glittery background, and I will attempt to show you at the end by tilting it in the light so you can see all of the shimmer that this gives. I just thought it would give some snow effect and cover up if there were any stray embossing areas where I may have missed. I just wanted to make sure that that was kind of camouflaged, and more sparkle is never a bad thing. So I'm just going to use my liquid glue to adhere this down to a white card base, an A2 size, and my card panel is 4 by 5 1/4, so slightly smaller. That is what I tend to use. I don't typically do my card bases or my card panels right up to my card base. I like to have a little bit of a border. So that is going to complete my project for today. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them for me down below. I did decide, I guess, to add a little bit more once I got it on my card base. Just, like I said, more is more. So once I splatter this a little bit more with that sparkle liquid, then that will complete the project for today. Like I said, if you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them for me down below. And please check out Michele's channel so that you can see what she created with this theme. And as always, I hope that you all have a great day.